Number one, these estimates online, do not trust them. They are wrong. Hey guys, it's Eddie here from Dilleen Property, and today I'm super excited to do another quick video. I feel like it's been 6 months since I've done the last video, so I might be a little bit rusty, but bear with me. Today I want to talk about realestate.com.au and domain estimates, property estimates, right? Today I want to talk about that because it's something that I'm super passionate about, to share the knowledge and information that I've learned over the last decade plus of buying properties. And it's a very common question I get asked all the time. Is that what the property is worth? Well, in fact, it's not even generally a question that I get asked. It's more of an assumption that people say. They say, Eddie, this property is worth $225,000. I'm very lucky to be able to deal with as many clients as I do and talk to them and educate them about what I've learned over the years. But it's a common thing that I find people believe that these estimates from domain and realestate.com and even CoreLogic and RP Data, they believe these estimates are actually correct, which is insane. They're not correct. They're completely stupid. They don't mean a thing at all. So I want to share that with you today. Number one, these estimates online, do not trust them. They are wrong. There's other platforms such as On the House, CoreLogic, RP Data, Property Value, pricefinder.com.au. The estimates don't mean a thing. They are stupid, they are silly. I roll my eyes and laugh half the time and get super frustrated, as you can probably tell. I'm very passionate when people think that that is the estimate. Now, why am I showing you this property right here? I don't know if you can see the address right here, but the address for this little humble property I actually own. The address is 3/3 Rosegum Place in Red Bank Plains. Now, I've actually done a video on YouTube as well, to cut to the side for a minute, of me standing out the front. I bought this property 3-4 years ago for only $133,000, which is amazing, right? Now, it's not worth $225. It's not worth $260, it's not worth $190. This property is worth about $400,000. Now, why does domain say it's only worth $225? That's the question. Now, I want to show you, first of all, why this is wrong, and I want to prove to you the evidence of why this is wrong right now. So one of the things I do to try to ascertain and figure out what the property is actually valued at is I do not jump on real estate or domain and look at the estimates. These estimates are always wrong. I can't say that, I can't explain it enough. But what I would do is look on realestate.com, that's my preference of choice, real estate over domain. Domain. And I would filter what type of property this is. It's 2-bed, 1 bath, 1 car. It's a unit, it's technically a villa, guys. It's not an apartment. So even domain doesn't know what it's wrong. They filtered it as the wrong thing already, which would change the valuation based off what type of property it is. It's idiocy. It's completely idiotic. It's stupid. Now, when I look at this as an example, I don't know if you can see that, but this is one that's basically sold for $402,000. That's a 2-bed, 1 bath, 1 car villa. All right, so that's one of them. Here's another one. What a surprise, that actually looks pretty similar. That's Henty Drive, and that's literally around the corner. And as you can see, it's the same type of build. It's the same 2-bedroom, same 1 bathroom, same 1 car. It's the same. I'll bring it up and let's have a look. Just sold 19th of August 2024. Today's the 30th of August 2024. It sold 11 days ago. That is a comparable sale. So I'm actually selling this property right now, which is one similar, and I've got emails in here which I can show you. Let's have a look at this. This is from a real estate agent, and it says right there, the excellent presentations based off presentation, we're going to list it at offers over $399,000. So one agent says it's worth $399, another over $399 is probably sold for $400, $420 and crack a complex record, and the other ones are all saying $390 to $410. So this value would be $300 to $410. And if you look at the other comparable sale, it's very, very similar, right? Very, very similar. That's the one that just sold for $390, and the other one that we were at before, it's very similar. You know, decent inside, nice. It even looks better than that inside nowadays because the tenants are looking after it really, really good. But that is one example. So let me go through some of the actual reasons behind why they don't mean a thing. Now, I've done a video probably about 8 to 10 months ago explaining the reasons a little bit more in depth, and the video goes for about 8 minutes. And in that video, one mistake I made is I didn't include real estate and domain estimates, all right? But hopefully in and around this video, you'll be able to see the video pop up. And in that video, I go through the in-depth reasons about why estimates in general don't mean a thing. I'll take you through some very shortly now, but for more in-depth rundown about it, click on the link and watch that video. Now, number one, why do these estimates not mean a thing? It is basically because the system is broken. Like the system in terms of RP data and core logic and these little estimates, they're very elementary and they're very, very silly. Now, where the first question that a person has asked is, how does domain ascertain and find out this actual number? Where does the number come from? And the answer to that, the long story short, is that it comes from data and statistics from CoreLogic and RP data, which when sales happen around the area, comparable sales, they filter through, they log, and it takes sometimes weeks, months at a time for the system to update these estimates when more and more sales happen. So that's in a sense about how that data is there. And over the last 3 to 4 years, as more YouTubers and property investor wannabes, everyone's talking about data, how important data is. I agree, data can be important, but data can also be skewed. It can be wrong, it can be incorrect, it can be entered incorrectly. There can be things that manipulate and change and get that data to be incorrect. That's data right there, would you agree? Well, that data is fucking wrong. It's incorrect. It doesn't, like, it says high accuracy. It says high accuracy too, and it's probably 40 to 50% wrong. So and I'll even do one further. Let's jump on RP data and see what that shows. I haven't checked it prior to doing this video, so, you know, I'm very unsure about what it will come back with, but let's see what does actually RP data come back with on this. It says it's only worth 315,000. And what's even more funny about that, it says it's a 2-bed, 2-bath when it's only 1 bath. So the information on RP data is even wrong. When properties around the surrounding suburbs sell, as an example, when they sell, that logs the information on RP data. In RP data, some issues is they don't filter things as villas or townhouses. There's usually on RP data, if you look at it, if we bring up RP data and we click on update data, we've got unit, community, farm, flats, house, land. Where's the villa and the townhouse? That's the question. There is no villa or townhouse in RP data. And so therefore, when we're looking at estimates on domain and RP data, it doesn't account for the type of property that is. So, and each property can be individually, like it's lumping this in right now because it's calling it an apartment. Maybe it's low because it's filtered as an apartment on domain and not as a, you know, house, townhouse / villa. Because there's a clear difference between an apartment and a villa. This one, you park at the front, you've got your garage, and you've got the back side access, and you've got a little backyard. That is not an apartment to me, but yet domain is calling it an apartment. I've explained this thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and you can probably hear the passion and the frustration in my voice, but that's one of the reasons, right? Another reason is that when this data and information flows on from various sales, sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months for that data to correlate and be pushed through RP data and then be pushed through domain and realestate.com.au estimates. So that's just one example. You can have a super low one right here, or sometimes you have one that says it's super high and unrealistic. Like I've seen ones recently that we're buying a property at 585. Domain says it's worth like 750, 800,000. When it's not worth that much. It's worth, you know, low to mid sixes, but it's not worth 750, 800,000. Point 2 that I want to discuss with you today, which is in the other video, is that these estimates don't take into consideration the particulars of the property, such as how new the property is, what the finishes are like internally, what renovations have been completed in the property itself. As an example, let's say this was worth 225 and I went in there and renovated and I spent $100,000 on renovating the internal parts of the property. And let's say I plated the tiles with solid gold. right? So it obviously increases the value of the property, you would think, right? If I spent 100 grand on a renovation on this property, think to yourself, if I went in there today, spent 100 grand on the renovation, and then I come back tomorrow, jump on the video with you, would that estimate change? And the answer is no, it would not change. Why wouldn't it change? Because RP Data and Domain and realestate.com and On the House, they don't know what's been gone on inside that property. They don't know if it's freshly painted. They don't know if it has fresh tiles, brand new kitchen, brand new bathroom, brand new anything. They don't know that stuff. They don't know if it's had a wall knocked out, created an extra bedroom, if it's had the landscaping done around the sides, the back, and so on and so forth to increase the appeal and the so-called value. It would just go off, random estimates that get spit out, and even if it's filtered correctly, if Domain was to filter this as a house and people just look at the estimate, it would probably be 550 as an example, which would be way over what it's worth. So I implore you, I beg you, aspiring wannabe property investors out there and just people in general, do not trust the estimates on Domain, realestate.com, On the House, RP Data and CoreLogic. They are all rubbish. They don't mean a thing. So I hope this video helps. There's a few brief examples of why they're not correct. Click on the link to the other video. I'll go on it a little bit more in depth in that, but there's one example. It's not correct. I could show you thousands and thousands and thousands of examples of other properties where they have estimates where they're not correct at all. So if you have any questions, comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.